Morning. Anybody else got a truck with the leak and squeak package? Alright, came over here this morning. I need to make sure a dryer ran. Got 3 trucks to dump. We're going to try to get an early start today, as it is supposed to start raining around 5 o'clock and then rain the next 3 days. So I'm going to try to knock out some acres. I think the first thing we're going to do this morning is load this wet bin again. Basically trying to keep it full and let it run while we can. And then we're going to switch over to the other grain setup and run there until we either fill up the wet bin or get rained out. Or go to sleep, which realistically, that's what'll happen. So it does appear that our wet bins are both empty, and that, well, I mean, this bin should have corn in it now. So I'm gonna turn the fan on for it. Maybe wondering what exactly a fan does. Well, it cools the grain and keeps hot spots from appearing. Now let's go see if we shredded a rat. I bet we shredded a rat or two. Yeah, no new ones, just the old ones. Now we've got a couple trucks dumped. Cart was full, so we got to dump that truck again. Might as well go see what Dad's doing, see if he needs any help while his truck's unloading. Takes about 15 minutes a hopper. Dad's making the dust fly. Better get him a truck. BJ better get his butt back here. He went to go get coffee. He's late. So gonna be a little bit before BJ gets back, so take a truck down. I'm gonna run the grain cart for a while till he gets here. Then we'll be back to dumping trucks, I guess. Definitely tell where the devastators have been. The stalks are still standing. I mean, they're just kind of crimped, but they're just really tattered and beat up. And turning the truck around in them it's much easier on the truck. I mean, you can really tell down there where the stalks are still standing, where they've been devastated. This is where we've just been running over loading trucks with the grain cart. Doing a pretty good job. And he's waiting on me already. Now, a few times people have asked, well, why don't you just dump directly into your trucks? So we run every bushel through a grain cart because this is how we track grain. Our grain carts are all equipped with scales and data a software program that's basically going to track the bushels and where they came from. It really helps us with more accurate records. So that's why we do that. For insurance purposes, like crop insurance purposes, it really speeds that process up. So yeah, that's why we don't dump directly into the trucks. If we're at a farm that's going to go straight to town, the whole field, and we're going to get a waste slip, we've done it. We will do it. Double crops. Double crops. Sometimes we'll do it, but if we can, we like to run everything through a grain cart. So we just got this field opened up yesterday before we filled up the wet bins. Dad hasn't broke through anywhere, so right now we're dumping sitting still because, well, when he turns around, the auger is going to be on the wrong side. So he will break through the middle, I would say, on this pass, and after that we'll be able to unload going down and back. So that's why we do that, why we break through in the middle. That way you can always unload, because in corn, you're just constantly unloading. You're full all the time. I guess I was wrong. That must have made too much sense. He's just going to go right back at it. All right. Maybe you can see them devastators getting after it. Just devastating they are. Devastating. BJ's back. Guess I'm losing the gravy job.
Hi.
Where's your coffee?
I didn't get it because I'm afraid you're going to fart in my seat.
I did.
The corn just falling off the corn head. That's depressing.
First truckload. The dryer fired up at least. We're not quite full, but in a situation like this, where the dryer is the limiting factor, as soon as we can get the dryer fired up, the better. So this truck has like 600 bushel on it. It's enough to get a first dryer load going. What I mean by that, this is an old batch dryer, so we're going to put 400 bushel in the dryer, and it's going to sit there for about an hour, drying and cooling. But you need to get it started as soon as you can. So basically the time that it would take for BJ to come back and finish loading this truck, I could have already had my dryers at least loaded probably. So that's why we're going.
Morning. So I'm getting called into action already. This is one of the later fields we planted, and kind of the strategy here is we take off a couple loads, enough to keep the dryer running for a few hours. This is the old bins. The dryer's a little bit slower. We'll get it running today and then move to a dry field, hopefully, or a field up the road at the newer bin facility. So if we have to dry it, it won't take as long.
See how wet this corn is. Ooh, beef jerky. So a fan sent us this beef jerky. Thank you. It's delicious. Ooh, it's much drier than I was thinking. She's empty, dryer's gone. Time to go fetch another one. So Dad is back there conversing with some fellas. We're kind of working on the corn head, trying to get our header loss a little bit better, and I think we've achieved that. So that's good. But we need to get this truck dumped. We're going to basically load 2 more trucks out of this field. That will fill our holding bin. It's supposed to rain in about 4 or 5 hours. We're going to move over to the 300 bushel field. That is the plan. We want to do that before this rain sets in and it goes down or something. If we can get Dad back in the combine, we will proceed. Well, I guess Dad's ready to move. Well, I don't like these sprinkles we're getting. There was a slight chance of rain for like the next 30 minutes, but I don't think it's going to do much. I really want to get that field off there. I'm curious what it's going to do more than anything. If you haven't been following the channel, we call this the 300 bushel field. It's a field that we basically, I told our nutrient guy, our nutrient salesman, I want the best corn that you guys think you have, and I want to throw everything at this field we can. We've tissue sampled it every week this year. Basically, if there was anything that field needed, we put on it. This is a field that we normally would expect 180. This year we would probably expect closer to 200 bushel, just because we haven't had any fields really under 200 bushel. But we were trying for 300 bushel. I'm really curious what we're going to get out of it. But if this rain doesn't stop, we might not make it there today. Someone stopped by while I was dumping. Had to check on me, see that I was working like a dog.
He was sweating when I got here.
He might have caught me with my feet propped up sitting in that lawn chair. I appreciate you lying for me.
Okay.
Well, they don't think this. I'm sure you ain't got a battery on it.
Well, ain't worth a damn, is it?
Yeah, I got a battery truck.
Oh, yeah.
So our truck's empty, and we're getting ready to leave here, so I'm gonna take this dryer off hold. Now it'll keep dumping and cycling, and it'll dry corn while we're gone. At least I hope it does. Better check our gas. Oh, we are getting low. So everybody asks about old George. He still lives here on the farm, right down there. He's still around, doing well, just enjoying that retired life. Blocking roads. So we do this because that bridge is so narrow that once the combine starts up, there's nowhere for anyone to get out of the way. Home guard. Too late, gentlemen. Yeah, I got video evidence. You clipped it.
I didn't hit it.
Look,
You guys remember Jake, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
We made Matt feel bad.
Oh my gosh! Oh boy, look at that! Man, what'd you bring?
So it looks like our stalks are so healthy the Devastators really aren't even doing anything to them. So Matt Fletcher, he is our nutrient salesman. He's been kind of helping us with this field on scouting and stuff, so he's here. You know, we're all curious, want to see what this field does. He's the one that's been doing the tissue sampling, so he's kind of a little invested in that. You know, walking out getting tissue samples all summer. Glad it was him and not me. Sounds like a miserable job.
All right, first dump from this field that we've put all these inputs in this year, chasing 300+ bushel corn. Brian's in the grain cart. I'm not sure he knows how to operate it, but Dad's got a rider with him. Some gentleman from DeKalb. Brian has obviously given up on grain cart operation because he is out. And Hans, the German Shepherd's not too impressed. I think he was going to hike his leg on him.
Uh-oh. And there goes the slip clutch on the corn head. That sounded terrible. So right now the field's only making 199. He's done one trip around the field, but where there's trees, the yield is sub 100, and where there's no trees, the field is over 270. So we're kind of doing the ends and the middle as separate regions. So I definitely want to see exactly what the middle of the field makes versus the ends. There's a lot of shade around this field. Finally back to the high-speed dumping. Plus, we have a coffee pot over here, so I'm going to get that going. We're done so fast, I don't even know if my coffee's done brewing. Ah, there we go. Well, looks like the field's about opened up. Well, this isn't looking good. Afraid the rain might be here for the day. So it's definitely trying to rain. I think it's here. I think it's just going to set in. The head started plugging up pretty aggressively, so I think we're going to park this and see what happens. Right now, we've done 5 acres of the middle of this field. We're averaging 248, so we're definitely missing the mark from the 300. 248 is still 65 to 75 bushel better than this field's ever done. So we're still doing very, very good. We're just not quite where we were trying to get, but to be realistic, I never thought that we would get to 300 in this field. We were just trying to see what we could. We wanted to make sure that it wasn't a lack of nutrients or lack of nutrients. So we wanted to make sure that it was either going to be environmental or just the type of ground we have. So yeah, we threw everything we could at this hybrid. Time to start moving some equipment around. Man, I only got a combine for like 3 acres. It was almost fun. It was almost fun. So the yield has been going up in the 3 or 4 acres I ran that field. The yield did go up 2 bushel. So I don't know where it's going to end up at. I do wish we would have been able to finish the rest of the field. But we'll have to wait another day. Now we got to move some stuff around. Got to make some room. Oh, it didn't work. It's just a light rain, but it's still raining. Tomorrow is not lost yet, but I'm afraid we're getting there. It's supposed to rain like this, like all night. Nice, pleasant rain, just don't quite need it right now. Like, not yet. So over here, this lake pit fills with water, so we'll put the dryer on hold. Don't think we're going to get to use it tomorrow anyways. Oh, there's the cooking floor. Well guys, that's it for this one. If the rain does set in, we have plenty of rain day festivities to catch up on. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to thumbs up the video. Check out the links in the description, especially if you're trying to pick up some, you know, of your favorite YouTubers merch for Christmas. Order sooner rather than later, supply chain. But yeah, we'll see you tomorrow.